What's up, guys? Welcome once again to the Save Continue Newscast. My name is Ryan Robinson. With me, as always, Tom Shelby,
Good morning.
Shanae Howard.
Sup?
Every week we get together with news stories that we found the previous week and wanted to share with you guys. This week we have stories from the week of June 11th through June 17th, 2017. First up, Level 5.
Yeah, so Level 5 has teamed with Keiji Inafune, owner of Concept, to create a new studio, aptly named Level 5 Concept. This will be owned by Concept, which I think is a good thing. Better funding, for sure. And maybe we'll see something better than Mighty Number 9 or Recore.
Hopefully. What's going on with the Xbox One X?
Okay, so Business India, which I've never heard of, at E3, was interviewing Phil Spencer. And they asked him, were they making a profit? Will they make a profit on Xbox One X at $500? Spencer replied, no. So the next question, obvious question, is are they taking a loss on the console? Phil Spencer said, I didn't word it that way. And that's all he said.
That's a yes.
Yeah.
So what's going on with Super Mario?
So last week during E3 was the first time that we saw some significant gameplay mechanics for Super Mario Odyssey, which heavily involve use of a hat or multiple hats, Cappy, to take possession of different enemies and NPCs in the world.
Right.
Less than a week, like 3 days after that, somebody has modded this into Mario 64, and you can play that on Mediafire for free.
Right on. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Also, with like Mario related news, Universal Super Nintendo World exhibit that we've talked about before. There's new video or new pictures leaked of the progress so far, and it looks dope. It looks so good. It's so bright.
Where did you see that?
Oh,
Little known website called Instagram.
So you found it on the gram.
Business Insider.
Business Insider, all right. So, The Elder Scrolls, what's the dealio with that?
So Pete Hines has come out and said The Elder Scrolls 6 is not in development, and they have at least 2 games that will be developed before they even start working on that game.
All right, that's fine.
So you've got a ways to go, guys.
I'm actually more intrigued as to what those games are. I don't know what those are.
I mean, I think the assumption was, especially with the past several Bethesda Softworks games,
Sure.
that Elder Scrolls 6 was next in line.
Yeah.
But it is not. It is 2 games away.
I remember, I think it was maybe a year or so ago, where Pete Hines was like, Bethesda is not an Elder Scrolls and Fallout machine. But
they totally were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's going on with Minecraft?
So it was talked about at E3, and the only thing I'm really going to bring up from it is the Better Together update that is doing the cross-platform, again, with the PC, mobile, VR, and Switch version.
Yeah.
They're also, so far, the only one that you can't join up with is going to be Sony's.
Right.
But apparently, according to a lot of tweets from different developers, that is in the works.
Yeah, and Sony's reasoning behind it is so weird. Did
They
you
want to
guys read
protect the
that?
kids.
Yeah, they want to protect, fuck you, protect the kids. They're shitty people on PSN.
Yeah.
You know?
All over the goddamn
Yeah.
place. Like, they're not interested in protecting the kids with the games that you can already play on PSN. They're like
Rocket League plays with PC.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's a lot of swearing
day one.
and dick jokes
I feel like
on
it
there.
also mainly has to do with the fact that they're having to connect it all through Xbox Live, basically.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
of course,
they don't want Xbox
yeah.
Live to be the first complete cross-platform, I guess.
Right.
Again, on everything. So that's definitely
That'd be a much easier reason to understand than we want to protect the kids.
yeah. Well, I mean, they don't want to seem like just money.
Yeah, it's market speak.
Yeah.
I mean, and another thing that I didn't really get from E3, but may have been something I missed, was them talking about how the mobile, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and VR editions are going to be known as Minecraft, and then the PC one is just Minecraft Java, and that when you buy just Minecraft, that's the only one that's going to be cross-platform.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, you see, you can't do cross-platform with the PC version because the PC version is infinitely more detailed and greater than these other versions.
Yeah.
These are things. I mean, even world size, Xbox One X won't compare to the PC version.
can't.
No.
What's going on with Atari?
So Atari is also came out that they are making a new console. They're getting back into the hardware game. Their first console launched since '93, which was the Jaguar.
I own that.
Yeah, he did.
You own that?
Yes, I did.
I feel like we've talked about this before.
You know,
I did not.
So there's a couple of interesting things here. One, go ahead.
But yeah, I don't really see it competing with, like, say, like the Xbox One or the PS4. But I do see it being like definitely a retro game console. It looks really nice. It's all like wooden, like it looks very similar to
The 2600.
Yeah.
So the thing with this is that, one, we don't know exactly what it is. Atari released a very short video, not even showing the console, showing like pans of close-ups of the console.
Yes.
At the end of the video, they give you a website to which you can go sign up for more information later to be alerted when new information is out. A lot of people are speculating that this is going to be something like the NES Classic. I don't think it is, only because Atari has been doing the Flashback series for the better part of 10 years now.
sure.
That being said, is it a legit new console with strong third-party support? I kind of doubt it,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
Yeah. All right. So, over the past few weeks, there had been a lot of turmoil where IO Interactive was concerned, as far as the future of their franchises, such as the Hitman series, because Square Enix was looking to sell them off. IO Interactive is now a fully independent studio,
Good for them.
and they will be taking care of the development of all their franchises from here on out. I think this is great news.
It is great news. Did you read their press release on this?
Yeah.
So the interesting thing is, like, it's great that they're going independent, but they announced that they were keeping Hitman like it was news. We've known for months now that they own the rights to Hitman.
Right, which is why when Square Enix was looking to sell them off, it was kind of like, you know, IO and Hitman as a package deal.
Right.
So IO CEO Hakan Abrak published a letter basically saying, crucially, we will keep all of the rights to the Hitman IP. This is a watershed moment for IO Interactive. As of today, we have complete control over the direction for our studio and the Hitman IP. We're about to forge our own future, and it's incredibly exciting.
The only thing that I worry about is hopefully they have the funds in which
Yeah.
to release a good Hitman game. We know that the second season of Hitman is currently in development,
Yeah.
and apparently pretty far in development. But do they have the money to finish it, or is it going to feel half-baked?
Right. Now, moving on, I saw a quote earlier this week from Reggie Fils-Aimé, and Tom, I actually wanted to get your perspective on this. He said basically,
I believe it's pronounced Reggie Fils-Aimé.
it is Phil's aim. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So he basically said, Metroid is an important franchise for us.
Yeah.
Do you think that has been indicative?
I think that there's things that went wrong with Metroid. I think you have to understand certain things about certain Nintendo franchises that seem more popular than they are. Metroid does not sell the numbers that people seem to think it does.
Right. I mean, it's a well-known name, but people don't typically.
So of course
buy it.
the money's going to go into the games that do sell.
Right.
The proven moneymakers like Mario, Pokemon, Zelda, those things.
Right.
Star Fox, Metroid, these games do not make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Not to mention Other M, which was the last real Metroid game, did not do well critically.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think it's a IP that they will never sell, and I think they will continue to sprinkle out games for it. That being said, the two pieces of Metroid content we got at E3, one is for a game that we probably won't see for several years.
Sure.
The other is for a remake of a Game Boy game by a company whose reputation on that platform with IPs that are not their own is not good.
Yeah.
And
we also speculated after seeing Metroid Prime, the splash screen for Metroid Prime 4, that it would likely be retro helming the development of that.
Right.
But they've actually confirmed that it will not be Retro.
Yeah.
But another, as of yet named studio who will actually be developing that game.
Sure. Let's keep Retro and Donkey Kong, you know?
Right. All right. Take-Two shuts down paid GTA Online cheating tool, forcing the creators to donate all the profits that they would receive for that tool to charity instead. Which is,
Which shouldn't be just their decision.
right.
But charity's nice.
Charity is nice. So Force Hacks was the name of the cheating mod. On the official website, they stated on the Force Hacks official website, they stated, after discussions with Take-Two Interactive, effective immediately, we are ceasing all maintenance, development, and distribution of the Force Hacks cheat menu services. We'll be donating all our proceeds to charity, and we apologize for any and all problems Force Hacks services have caused to the Grand Theft Auto online community.
Cool.
I mean, charity's always nice, and less cheating is good too.
Have you seen their Steam reviews for that game? Went from mostly positive, a steady mostly positive the entire time that that game has been out, to deep, deep negative after all of this.
Yeah. And I could understand why. I mean, it's gonna definitely sour your experience, especially if you're not using something like that, right?
Yeah.
Killer Instinct is headed to Steam, which is, I mean, if you're heavily ingrained in the Steam ecosystem as far as your game purchases are concerned, I think that's pretty good news. If you've been actively trying to avoid buying games from on the Windows 10 store.
Yeah.
So
I don't really understand why.
Yeah.
You can buy it there and still import it into Steam.
yeah.
But
So if you want to buy it directly from Steam, if that's just your personal policy, then it's going to happen later this year. No date given as of yet.
I think more than anything, that's a good move for Microsoft. It
Yeah.
will make them more money there than it did on the Windows Store.
Techland is announcing a year of free DLC for Dying Light, which is really cool. They've announced that there will be 10 pieces of DLC full of new story content, new areas, new weapons, and all that, all the way up until early next year. They've quoted as saying that they want to celebrate the continued enthusiasm that people have had for the game. They stated that steadily, actively, about 500,000 people are playing that game a day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really awesome, and that's also cool because they did other they released other DLC for free just on the basis of they're like, if you guys drink enough water, we'll release some free DLC, and so a bunch of people started drinking water, and we got free DLC out of it. Capcom has no current plans to localize Monster Hunter XX for the West.
Double Cross.
Yeah.
No XX.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Monster Hunter World, expected maybe within the year.
Sure.
I think it makes sense.
Within this year? I don't expect it this year.
Within a year.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense that they might not want to kind of overlap those releases, but at the same time,
It doesn't make sense.
There's obviously a very, very strong interest for that game here in the West.
There's a large Nintendo fan base.
And I think that they will actually release it at some point.
I think they will too.
They're going to. They'd be stupid not to.
Well, that and Monster Hunter Worlds, while people are excited for it, is an unknown. This is the first Monster Hunter to be developed by a U.S. studio. We don't know how that's going to be.
And people have played Monster Hunter Cross already, and they know whether or not they like it.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of those things too, is that people have been saying we want a new Monster Hunter game, and by definition, it's not technically a new Monster Hunter game, but it's a Monster Hunter game that that we can actually play on a TV for once,
Right.
which is something that personally I've been wanting for a while since
Right.
like the PS2 days. So,
Well, sure, but I mean, Double Cross on Switch is something you'd be able to play on your TV.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's not a reason not to release it. I'm pretty sure that they will. GT Sport coming out this fall, which is weird to me. that I was so surprised that that was not a part of the Sony conference. But apparently it is coming out this fall. There's no official date, but
So, I mean, here's the thing. One, it doesn't really need to be part of the conference, right? Gran Turismo is their best-selling franchise of anything that they have. Two,
sort of like a Just Dance kind of thing.
right, and two, I think that Sony is probably saving some stuff back, like what Sucker Punch is working on for PSX. But
Let me see if I have anything else that's even moderately interesting. I don't. All right. That is it for the news this week, guys. If you have any tips that you want to pass along to us, email them at savecontinuepodcast@gmail.com. Find us on the YouTubes, the Twitches, your favorite podcast streaming services. My name is Ryan Robinson. This is Tom Shelby and Shanae Howard.
have a good week.
Bye, guys.
Later.